So, how y'all doing? That's me, Zachary, and we're going to discuss Andre Jackson's video that's been aired. I also shared it on Twitter and got some people involved because this man, I'm sorry, seems to be innocent, not because he's of African American heritage. Any innocent person that's guilty of, that's not guilty of a crime, I'll always defend it. I defended South Park Mexican, called Troy, when Abel Cedillo, the Latino teenager who's bisexual, who actually was 18, was grown, who was getting harassed in school and in Brooklyn, New York. It was two African American guys who was harassing him, and he stabbed him. And guess who defended it, man? I did defend it. I was Cedillo. So you don't believe me? Go to the video. So therefore, let's get to the subject. About this case, what I don't like is people jump into conclusion using their racist bias. And yes, I will say that Andrew, and I know anybody hate me for this. No, I don't see this dude. I just reach out to him because he reached out to me. They shouldn't use generation. You should say Hispanic individuals and not say the whole Hispanic community, but there's been Hispanic people individually harassing this man over this case after he was declared innocent. Um, so what happened is the reason why I feel the man is innocent. First of all, like I said, body language, and I know I'm gonna be real. That R. Kelly back in June, no, just me, January 2nd, threatened me. I did tell the laws on the 16th because somebody came to my area trying to start something with me, an unknown person, on the 16th January, which was on this year, and that's Aaliyah's birthday, and that's also former DA in Chicago's birthday too, Anita Alvarez, who 9/10 I feel let R. Kelly get away with it after he won his case, and then of course I don't defend him. Then Kim Fox come in and take over, and she's mad at Kim Fox, especially with that case and Jason Smet case. So, point is that so I look at the person's actions. I'm not defending because I'm race, and I'm also very good in sociology. First, it's a person that's close to the Flores family I do not like, who's instigating a riot towards this man. And I'm going to say your initials JV. You can very know in the community, you know, Mr. Morris, who was part of the politicians, and also the Rocky boxing. Yeah, I know who you are. So you're instigating a crime against a man until all evidence proven fact. So, point is, this man came out talking about Andre and said that he did not do this, and he's trying to tell people to leave his name out, and you can tell by the body language. The one thing I'm looking at is body language, and go back to R. Kelly and Michael Jackson, the man that Andre claims to be his dad, which I don't agree with that part. When Michael Jackson came out and said that he not do it, you can tell by the frustration and by language that he was innocent, and he was pleading to show his innocence. No one was having his back at the time. Well, some people did, but they turned against him over money and media manipulation. When R. Kelly came out and, well, they asked him, he tried to deflect the question and avoid it. And when a person is innocent, they're emotional, they're stressed, they're pleading with everybody. I see it with Andre Jackson. If he was the killer of this guy, okay, killer of Jose Flores, you can know by his actions, but y'all going by emotion based on bias, and I don't like it. Mejor raza means better race, to whiten it, bias mentality. And this is stupid. So when I see that people on social media, instead of listening to this man and then make a judgment, you automatically say he did do it, and he's stupid, he shot himself in the foot, there's gonna be no mercy, and acting demonic. You're not even analyzing to hear the man out and then decide. And shout out to the sister. I did talk to Jose's sisters yesterday on what's his name, on Andre's YouTube. So what happened is when this man came out, you can tell that this guy is not lying. Due to the media and how people was raised with mejor raza whitewash mentality, you believe, oh man, he's guilty because he's a dark skinned man and of African descent. And actually, Mexicans, regardless you to like it or not, besides other Hispanic groups in Latin America, there were the third race. Tercera is African. We live in Texas because the anti-slavery law in Mexico, due to the fact that Anglos did not, who owned slaves, did not want to obey that law. That was also written by the man who has same birthday as Jose Flores, Mr. Guerrero, whose dad was was mestizo, excuse me, biracial, and mother was African Mexican nationality. She was a slave in the colonial period of time in Mexico. The second president of Mexico. You know your history, please do. So when this came out, you're having people talking about you're lying, stop lying. But if you analyze his behavior in the video, he does reference, he wants his clothes back. He does reference that there are people in the Hispanic community. Now, he should use careful words, not words of generalization. But when he's saying that somebody that 19 killed Josue was Hispanic. Now, I'm also looking to that since someone came out. And here's the update. I don't want to mention names, but on the Hispanic woman who's a doctor who was with William Morris, and that guy JV. Yes, I mentioned your initials. A Hispanic man who's Chicano, who's part of the Brown Berets. He came out and said that Andre did not do this, and it was a guy early before the murder that him and his friend contacted police. A guy that was old, thin, that was running in the video, and equipment in Fulton, I believe, and he was saying he was going to go kill Mexicans. So why nobody's not reviewing that? And then when Andre said that it was Hispanics that 19 killed, I'm going to, and he referenced the witnesses who was not credible, and it is RG. RG, first off, I did review the case, and they said it was a man with all black on. It was black when Che Calhoun was caught. Okay. Now, when Che Calhoun was caught, it came to the guy with the green jacket running. So when I see contradictions like that, I'm sorry. I'm looking at facts. You went from a black man with all black on to a man with a green jacket on was black. Then when Che Calhoun was declared innocent, and his baby mama, who's Mexican American, well, she could be some other Hispanic, but she's Hispanic. She came out, her family came out with Cornell Act and defended Che Calhoun because she was with him doing the murder in Pearland. And you had Garza, Omar Garza, I'm going to say your name, saying that he still is the guy. It's the guy. Okay, that's now, look at this. If he's in Pearland, and you line him up and said that this is the guy, then I'm sorry, you have to be guilty of this crime. Not Chico, I'm talking about Garza. Then, that's what RG, the older man who I did research on, and this man has a record since 1981, 2014, 2 years before Jose was killed. He was the first person, according to him, to see this man, a young little boy, get attacked. Then he said he chased the guy in his vehicle. This is a crazy story. So how the heck this man whose record, I'm looking at his record now. Of course, Andre, no offense, you have a record too, and it was recent. During that time. Okay, so I had to look at people's records to determine who's, and how they relate to the crime. I always do that. Then all of a sudden, that's what I told that what's the name? Told Lupe, that talking about Jose's sister, that the older guy is shady, the past is shady. Yes, because you're going to Andre, and it makes sense. If you ran to catch the guy, then why is this man considered innocent? And they have his clothes. So Acevedo, talking about the chief, is saying that they're not going to give it back and they're going to take it to some other place, which does not sound the way how he said it. Is I'm gonna set you up, and I'm sorry. I reached out to Antonio Milan. Antonio Milan is an American mixed with Spanish, and he's from Austin. He had issues with Acevedo before. Acevedo came here, the chief, as Houston Police Department, and they're also showing a video on peacefulstreets.com, I believe, that this man was being recorded doing some illegal activity with a former cop, talking about Acevedo. So I don't trust this man. The reason why I'm putting myself out there about this, because I don't want to see an innocent person be locked or either get killed due to a lie. People say, you stupid. No. Excuse me, if you read Psalms 82, 3 to 4, you always defend those defenseless and those who are the oppressed if you're a Christian. And I know I'm not always a good Catholic Christian, but I'm going to take the road with this. Okay? I did kicked off Andre 2 years ago when he disrespected multiracial heritage and identity, especially when it came to Michael Jackson's children. He claimed to be Michael Jackson's son, and we got into an argument, and I told him, stop doing it. So I'm on his channel defending him because I do see innocence. When this man reached out to me, and people who reach out to me and declare their innocence, and they only thing that this dude does not talk about what happened when he was around the area, because he's not giving too much information. But like I say, he can come clean so it can clear his innocence. Because what they're looking at is, and this is why I don't trust Acevedo, but I do see why. No offense to Andre. So everybody, just like I did Richard Guerra's search on the public records about his criminal record, and I'm going to say it like it is, I also did with Andre. He had an unlawful weapon charge before this murder, and that's the reason why they're holding on, in my opinion. Another lawyer said that by the judge has power over the police chief. He cannot hold those things. So I'm looking at legal standpoints, okay? And so, no offense if I know Andre might hate me for this, but I did do research to see where do you stand on this legally, because you have some issues with the law too. But like I say, declaring on his innocence. That's why that people are looking at besides racial, because unlawful weapons charge. That was in March. Okay, so 2 months later, and they're looking at his Facebook saying he will kill everybody. But there's other stuff on the media just literally show that. They didn't show the whole thing. There are some weird stuff on this man, but he was homeless. He has PTSD. And if you're depressed and have disability, you'll feel like the world has abandoned you and no one's on your side. That's the reason why that I see where it's coming from. So I appreciate, like I say, that people would look into the story on his end and examine it before making judgment. Because you have a police chief who have a shitty past in Austin, and here's the man who's part Spanish and part Native American, not Mexican, like I know, but I know he's Native American from this side of the border, who had issues with this man. And other folks did too. So, at Peaceful Streets group, whatever it's called, Peaceful Streets in Austin, and I reached out to him about this case because this man has been threatened by a group of Latinos, not all Latinos, but ones who's doing this. And that's why he said he appreciated like the Latino community attacking him. I mean, come on, you wouldn't want no one to attack you if you was false accused, if it was an African American man or somebody got killed and they're lying. Based on a lie, you will want to clear your name out too. And that's what he's doing. But when it comes to the people involved in this case, their stories changed, and then the doctor, Hispanic woman who's with Mr. Morris, William Morris, said on her Facebook that the people who spoke Spanish was declared not to talk to the media. By the media, they wanted someone to speak only English. So the media plays in this. Then she said that after her seeing flowers, she still saw blood of Jose on the street. So DNA did not clean it up as well. Okay? Now, on her Facebook, Hispanic older man, and I'm going to say his name, part of his name in English, it means wolf. I'm going to leave the rest because I don't want to get too much information. He declared that there was a man, and I'm assuming it's a dark-skinned man because two guys has been accused of this murder with they having dark skin. If there's someone lighter than Andre, then somebody need to stop thinking that our arguments that people who are we are mixed race become different shades. Like I'm lighter than Andrew, excuse me, and Che, and there's dudes lighter than me, like Drake color. So stop with that mess. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to this case, you have a Chicano man from 19 associated with the Brown Bears in Houston told this Hispanic woman that this man did not kill this guy, and it was another black man who was thin with a deep voice, and Andre did not have a deep voice. Okay, that was shot. Now he'll kill a Mexican. They contact the laws. The laws didn't do anything. So when JV, who's initiating this mess, yes, I'm gonna say it like it is, who's friends with Rocky from the boxing place, and William, and the Spanish woman that's on the doctor, who works for the Katy Democrats, whatever. They was trying to get this man to say more, and I guess the man is also scared for his life. Now, I do see instances in that man, and I did see who he associated with. He associated with the Brown Bears of Houston, which is a Chicano group that was allies to the Black Panthers. If you know your history, Black Panthers were allies with the Young Lords, which is Puerto Rican, and one of the Mexican American Brown Bears. So I know that the man who's loving, his raza, his Chicano brown people, older guy, ain't gonna sit here and make this up. He didn't want to say too much because how people, you have never like a crazy African American guy that's out there homeless, run around who's not been investigated. Then you have Hispanics, some with no criminal background, some will, who is still have a adrenaline about this case, and I would too. If someone, but when someone is declared to be innocent, you have to take a step back and say, wait a minute, it does seem to me he's innocent, leave him alone. And you have police chiefs that's not good, and you have people in this case who are just looking at race and their emotions to attack this man instead of looking at the facts. The man also spoke out to Guadalupe Flores, so that lets you know that if he talked to the victim's sister and he's accused of killing the victim, then they don't seem to be a person that's innocent. It's guilty. So that's the reason why that I'm speaking up. And you see my name and you see me giving this man some prayers because I feel that he needs God. And I'm not the perfect person, but someone needs a spiritual intervention to try to get this man protected because it's becoming the media. And one thing, I'm glad that I don't let the media run me. I look at facts. But a lot of folks let the media run them. And that's what you see in this case. So anyway, that's all I got to say.